guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. We had a long video today, got a long video coming up tomorrow. Let's make a nice, short, and sweet one here talking about the 10-time event and the guaranteed free legendary champion, Helior, who only costs $500.
So I've got him saying, wow, 100 bands in my pocket is on. I shouldn't have gone in there. Don't go in there. Promise me you don't go in there.
I totally get the oxymoron there, but we'll talk about that in just a second. First of all, 10-time summoning event with Warlord. Yeah, sign me up, right? I have them, but if I didn't, I'd be very tempted to pull a Void Shard or two. Granted, you still only have a 0.5% chance at pulling a Legendary. Keep that in mind, and it's not a guarantee you're going to pull Warlord. So, you know, if you're ever going to splurge on these things, Warlord would probably be the type of champion you'd want to do it on. Of course, he is an arena beast, especially with the AI customization. He is super meta right now. We also have Roxum, Bigin, Norug, Tuok the Wanderer, Duck the Pierce, Claude Beastfeeder, and Aeox the Rememberer. I always go Rememberer. So anyway, guys, what do you think of these champions? I think this is a really nice batch here. I'm a big fan of Bigin. I'll go through these champions really quickly in just a moment here, but there's also another event that's going to be running simultaneously to the 10-time event. And as you guys can see, summoning champions using Sacred Shards. The rules are so simple, so simple, so simple.
Relax. It's all in the timing.
Summon champions using Sacred Shards while this event is active, and you guaranteed to get Helior by your 15th shard. Another way to put that, guys, would be on your 15th shard, you'll get Helior if you don't already have him. It's not like you have a higher chance to get him on all the other shards, okay? Remember, if you do happen to summon Helior from a shard before your 15th Sacred Shard, your event will end. And summoning Helior on your 15th shard won't reset your mercy counters. So that's good news, at least. Let's get into the game. We'll talk a little bit about this and look at Helior. All right, guys, so Helior, check him out, right? Brand new champion. He's a Bannerlord champion. Here he is. He's a defense-based champion. It's Force Affinity. He looks really cool. I'm a big fan of his shield. Just cool aesthetically looking champion here for a Bannerlord, right? On his A1, he has increased his champion's defense by 5% if the attack is critical, stacks up to 20%, and then he heals himself. On his A2, an AoE attack on a 3-turn cooldown, place a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. You love these abilities. It's kind of reminiscent of Miscreated Monster. A 3-turn shield, though, with 20% of the damage inflicted. That can be a very, very big shield, right? Especially against like spider areas like that. Transfers all debuffs from all allies to a target enemy and then attacks that enemy with the default skill. Converts this champion's resistance into additional accuracy when using this skill. Man, this is an incredible kit, guys. An incredible kit. Listen, if you're the type of player who's going to splurge on 15 Sacred Shards anyway, or you're going to open a bunch of Sacreds anyway, I think he might be the type of dude that you might want. You're not guaranteed, but the odds are you might pull another legendary in addition to him as well. You have, 6% chance of pulling a legendary from a Sacred Shard independently. It's not as easy as just timing that by 15, but if we did do that, I know that's not how probability works. It'd be a 90% chance. So again, you might have a chance of pulling another champion plus him, 2 legendaries, but again, $500, at least US dollars. For me, those are the packs that I get. 3 Sacreds for $100, $99.99 in US dollars. What about you guys? And again, do the math here. That's going to cost me $500 to get my hands on a Helior. Will I do it? Will I open the Sacreds? I probably will. We'll make it for charity. We'll make it fun. And then that makes me feel better about getting a legendary champion.
Why am I so sad? Am I doing the wrong thing?
But I have to say, it's not free, okay? It's not free. It's guaranteed, sure. But let's be careful with the words that we choose here, right? Because it's going to be very, very costly to get your hands on this dude. I like that this skill turns his resistance into additional accuracy because, again, we don't need accuracy for the rest of his kit. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. Transfers all debuffs from all allies to a target enemy, assuming they don't resist that transference. I mean, that's a full cleanse as well. That's really, really solid. His passive, whenever an ally has 2 or more debuffs and is attacked, this champion will absorb 30% of the damage inflicted on that ally. Dude, Resistant all battles by 60. This guy's the real deal. He has a lot of defense, 1542. He's built like a barbarian, like Syl or like Valkyrie. You know, one of those high defense barbarians. It kind of reminds me of one of those kits, but very good champion. I really want this dude. You know, I really want this dude. So I think he is just an incredible champ to get your hands on. Is he worth it? That's a decision that you guys have to make on your own. I just want to make sure that you're coming in this with a very keen awareness that it's you know, there's a guarantee that you get him, but 15 shards is likely what you're going to have to open, right? When they say, if you get him beforehand, the event stops. Not many people are going to get him beforehand, okay? He's not even one of the 10x champions. Just be clear about that. And the bummer is you have to pull him with sacreds. Whereas most of you guys are going to want to be using your Void Shards to get Warlord if you don't have them. So the Warlord's Void Shards will not, you know, compute with this event, right? So that's kind of a bummer. Warlord's very good on his A2 block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn. Then places a shield buff on all allies equal to 30% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns, and then heals all allies by 25% of their max HP. He opens up with Orcish Rituals, though, attacks all enemies on a 4-turn cooldown, has a 100% chance of putting each target skills on cooldown. Oof. Hate going against this dude in the arena. You hate to see it. You hate to see him. You love to use him, right? 100 speed, high base HP as well. Also has a chance at fully depleting each target's turn meter as if putting their skills on cooldown was not enough. This guy's a beast. He's worth pulling a few voids for, you know? But keep in mind, the chances are very minute, very minuscule that you actually pull Warlord. I just have to be very clear about that. It's still a 0.5% to pull a legendary. I mentioned it again. Some of my other favorites here, guys. Biggin. Biggin is a beast, right? He was my favorite. My favorite? Not my favorite. Still the Drakes. Biggin was my first legendary that I ever pulled, so it's a very, 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 you know, warm spot in my heart. He has an AoE attack on every single ability. He has a lot of turn meter and Molten Slag. He has the stun chance to decrease accuracy on his A2 as well, so crowd control and a ton of sheer damage output. This dude's a machine. He's a beast. I mean, he looks like a beast. He's a really cool looking champion, right? Roxim, personally, I'm not a huge fan of in the end game where I am on my account. Just gotta be real with you guys, right? But he's not trash. He's a slightly above average damage dealer. I'm not gonna go over his entire kit because it's all predicated on having Veils or Perfect Veil. He's doing much more when he's under a Veil or Perfect Veil. If he's under a Veil or Perfect Veil, you have a 4-turn cooldown, weaken and decrease defense as well on his A3. He can put out some serious damage. It's best, in my opinion, to pair him with another Veil champion like Rector Drath. We have, who else? We have Norog. Norog, in my opinion, not worth pulling, I don't think, for this event. He's a Skinwalker, Magic Affinity champion. He does have the best dungeon aura in the game, or at least it's up there. 40% defense in dungeons. He has block active skills on his A1, block buffs on his A2. His passive, though, is pretty cool. He's immune to stun, freeze, sleep debuffs, decrease the damage taken by all allies that are under 1 or more buffs by 15%, decrease the damage taken by all allies that are under no active buffs by 25%. Nice to have that. He's a great tank to have. If you pull him, you shouldn't be disappointed. However, he's not one of the better legendary champions in the game, in my opinion. Now, let's quickly go over all of the epics. Let's start with the best one, guys. Duck the Pierced, or Duke the Pierced, however you pronounce it. He is one of the better epic champions inside the entire game. I lean on him very heavily on my free-to-play account. Very happy to pull him there. He has an AoE defense breaker with a decreased attack, providing it's a critical hit. His damage is based on defense, easy to keep alive, fairly easy to build compared to other debuffers in the game, and he has a provoke on 1 or possibly up to 3 random enemies on his A3. So he has provoke, he has an unkillable on himself, reflect on a 4-turn cooldown, the 3-turn AoE, decrease attack, and decrease defense as well. Very, very good. Comparable to Stag Knight in some ways because he does have these 2 important debuffs. Instead of having the decreased speed on his A1, though, he's coming at you with a provoke as well. Very, very good champion. We also have, Claude, right? Do I even have him yet? I do. Where is he? There he is. Claude the Beast Feeder. He's an okay champion. He has a shield on a 3-turn cooldown, an alright shield. He has a decreased crit rate on his A1, and he has increased speed and accuracy on a 3-turn cooldown on his A3. He's very fast, has a lot of HP. He's got really solid base stats. I do think that, is he underrated? I think he could possibly be called this champion an underrated champion. Again, if you pull him, you should be pretty pleased. He's a very solid champion who can help out a lot of players. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP at the start of this champion's turn as well. So pretty cool champion. You could even put him in Relentless gear, honestly. Just, you know, get those heals coming out on the ally with the lowest HP, get more shields, and of course get that increased speed and increased accuracy up as often as possible. A pretty cool champion. He's really good as well, right? So next up we have Aeox the Rememberer. Aeox is another very solid champion. Very, very, very good for clan boss. He has a poison on the A1. He has a heal all allies by 10% of their max HP. Heals additionally for each debuff on the target. So clan boss, again, that's really solid. We have a decreased attack on all enemies for 2 turns. We have a decreased crit rate on the target for 2 turns if they have 50% or more turn meter after the turn meter decrease. Again, this is not working against the clan boss, but we do get that decreased attack. His passive is increased the duration of 2 random debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn when attacked. This is really what adds kind of the coup de grace to his kit here, is his Steward of Time passive. Very, very good champion, especially for clan boss. Not bad in other areas, but clan boss is his forte in my opinion. So last but not least, guys, is Tuok the Wanderer. Tuok is a pretty good damage dealer, guys. He can actually put out a significant amount of damage. He has all this synergy when he's attacking with less than 50% HP, and then he has his passive, decreases the damage taken by this champion by 20% when their HP drops below 60%. So it's a pretty cool synergy there. We also have an attack aura in all battles by 22%. We have an AoE decreased speed, along with an increased speed on himself with a heal, again, if he has less than 50% HP on the A2. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a good ability there. And then we have Clever Brutality. That's a 100% chance at landing a stun, and a 50% or 75 or 100% chance of stealing turn meter, depending on his HP when attacking. So guys, let me know, do you like when Plarium does events like this? That's the question I want to ask you. 2-part question. 1, do you like, not the 10-time event, the Helior event, do you like when they do events like this, guys? Or would you rather them not? Do you like the, you know, the guaranteed champion? Or do you not like that added to the game? Let me know in the comments below. And the second part is, are you gonna do it yourself? Are any of you brave, rich souls, or people who don't care about spending money on other things in life, are you guys going after Helior as well? Are you opening 15 Sacred Shards to get this dude? Have you been saving them up? Are you going to splurge on this champion? Listen, if you're one of those people who saved up Sacred Shards for a long time and you're ready to splurge, you're probably still better off waiting for a 2-time event, if I'm honest. But if you're going to go for it to get a guaranteed champion like this and you've been stockpiling, I think that maybe you can make the case. And if, as a matter of fact, if I was stockpiling and I don't care who I get, I'm just looking for a real difference maker champion, I think you can make the case that it's actually smart to go for Helior here if you've been stockpiling. To just spend 500 bucks, I mean, I'm not gonna judge anybody. Just don't judge me. Guys, I'm gonna end the video there. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. I appreciate it. Sorry for not editing this video. Just wanted to get it out, you know, sooner than 15 hours after the announcement. I really appreciate you guys. Subscribe if you enjoyed the content here. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Thank you, and as always, take care, guys.